Imagine a guy named Alex. He's at a crowded town hall meeting, furious about a new building project. He grabs a microphone and screams that the local mayor and a private contractor are a couple of thieves. When you stand up and speak a harmful lie about someone in public, the law calls that slander. It's a crime of the spoken word, based on the idea that the insult is heard by the people in the room, but then the moment passes. But if Alex walks off that stage and slaps the contractor across the face to embarrass him in front of the crowd, the crime changes. Using a physical action to publicly shame someone is called slander by deed. Later that night, Alex takes his anger to the internet. He writes a detailed Facebook post accusing the mayor of stealing public funds. Because he put his claims into writing, the law now calls it libel. And because it's on social media, he's now facing the even stricter penalties of cyber libel. The method Alex uses matters. While spoken words can be forgotten, written posts stay online forever. Because that digital record can cause permanent damage to a person's life, the law treats it as a much more serious offense, with far harsher punishments. To decide if Alex's post is actually a crime, the legal system uses a specific 4-part test to see if the accusation crosses the line. The first requirement is that Alex must make a specific harmful claim. It has to be more than just an angry insult. He has to claim the mayor did something shameful, like stealing money or lying to the public. Next, we look at the reach and the target. At least one other person must have read the post, and it must be clear to everyone reading it exactly who Alex is talking about, even if he doesn't use the mayor's full name. The final and most difficult part of the test is proving bad intentions. The court has to determine if Alex posted his claims with a malicious desire to cause harm, rather than a sincere desire to share the truth. This test is absolute. If a defense lawyer can show that even one of these 4 pieces is missing, the entire case against Alex falls apart. If the mayor decides to sue, Alex starts the trial at a major disadvantage. In a libel case, the law doesn't start with the benefit of the doubt. Instead, the law assumes Alex acted with bad intentions the moment it's proven his post was harmful. Alex is the one who has to work to prove he wasn't being malicious. The mayor doesn't have to prove a thing yet. To fight back, Alex needs a legal shield called privilege. If Alex can show his post falls into this special category, the burden of proof flips. Now the mayor has to prove that Alex was actually trying to be hurtful. Some people have a total shield. In this photo of the House of Representatives, you're seeing a place where lawmakers have absolute protection. Whatever they say during a session is immune from lawsuits, no matter how harsh or hurtful it might be. For the rest of us, the shield is tied to our roles. When journalists like Rafi Tolfo, or ordinary citizens like Alex, critique how a public official does their job, the law offers a level of protection. It recognizes that questioning how the government works is a necessary part of a free society. This protection exists so that people aren't afraid to speak up. If every single criticism led to an automatic, life-ruining lawsuit, nobody would ever dare to report on corruption or government mistakes. Alex might try his simplest defense. He claims the post is true. But in the world of libel law, the truth isn't always enough to win your case. Look at the scale. If you say something harmful about a private neighbor, proving it's true is only half the battle. To be cleared, you also have to prove you had a good reason for sharing it, and that you weren't just trying to be cruel. But watch what happens when the person being criticized is a government employee. For public servants, the second weight on the scale disappears. If the accusation is about their official work, proving the truth is the only thing that matters. Because Alex is talking about how the mayor handles public money, he has a much simpler path. If he can bring the receipts and prove the money was stolen, he wins his acquittal. The law fiercely protects the private lives of ordinary people, but it strips those protections away for public officials, demanding that they be completely transparent with the people they serve. Now, imagine a local newspaper sees Alex's post and decides to print his accusation on their front page for the whole city to see. When that happens, the law stops looking only at Alex. Everyone who helped turn that rumor into a headline now shares the responsibility for the damage it causes. If you look at the credits on a newspaper, you're looking at who is liable. The reporter, the editor, and the manager are all considered just as responsible as if they created the lie themselves. In the eyes of the law, taking a harmful rumor and giving it a bigger audience is just as illegal as being the one who started it. Even if the victims have a perfect case, they have to follow a very specific set of rules to start the lawsuit. They have to figure out exactly which courthouse has the authority to hear their story. For the private contractor, the rules are flexible. He can file the case where he lives, or he can go to the city where the newspaper was first printed and sold. But it's different for a public official like the mayor. Because his office is at a local city hall, he must file his case there, or where the news first published. It changes one more time for officials in the capital. If the official works in Manila, the case has to stay in Manila or go to the city where the article was published. That's the entire path of a libel case. If you can spot the 4 requirements, understand the defenses, and know which court handles the paperwork, you'll understand how the law works to protect reputations while keeping the government accountable.